That's what we mean. 6:30, call Sawyer County Public Works meeting to order. Ask the clerk to call the roll.
Ron Kinsley.
Here.
Mark Helwig.
Yep.
Randy Newman.
Here.
Chuck Van Netten.
Here.
Jim Evans. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Number 5, certification compliance open meeting laws.
This meeting was noticed to the public and the media as required by Section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statute.
Thank you. Number 6 is meeting agenda. Number 7, public comment. Anybody online? No. Number 8, consider approval of the minutes of the previous meeting, which was December 10.
I'll make that motion. Huh? Pinch poke, you want me?
Motion by Mr. Evans, second by Mr. Van Nett to approve as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 9, maintenance department report. Everybody had a chance to read through that. Anybody have any questions regarding that? Anything you'd like to add? Number 10, Sawyer County Airport report. Mr. Leslie.
All right, set a timer. Airport's been really busy. I'd go as far as saying the last 3 weeks has probably been the busiest stretch that I remember us having for this time of the year. It seems like we've been having flights every single day. One day we had, I think, 9 jets come in and out. 4 of them came in and out because Duluth was socked in. Airplanes couldn't get into Duluth. And we were in good enough shape, so we had some jets come down from Duluth that day. It was interesting. I'm not sure why we're busier. I guess the most important reason is just because the people who are flying in the airplanes want to be here in the first place. But our new runway has been a lot easier to keep clean than the old one. The grooves, I think it's because it's flatter, has been helping. Our equipment, we've been having some breakdowns in our equipment. Highways helped. There's a new young man in town by the name of Will Strable who seems very eager to earn the county's business. And I know Mr. Pino's used him a little bit at Highway for some of his equipment, and every time I've called him, he's come out to the airport quick to work on our stuff too. So I'm anxious to get a bill, see how excited he is about working on some of Sawyer County stuff. But that's been good. I believe for next month, I'll probably have a little bit more detailed report. I got a handful of things happening on the state level. Seems like they're really moving in a good direction, trying to get some stuff sorted out when it comes to the Sawyer County Airport and things we have coming up in the future. So I think that there'll probably be 2-3 items I'll be able to speak to in a little bit more detail at our next month's meeting. Also included some updates on the master plan. I think we get a meeting at 10 o'clock tomorrow talking about the forecasts that were submitted, the aviation forecasts. So it's nice to finally see some movement. And otherwise, that's all I got.
Do you have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Leslie. Number 11, Highway Department. Mr. Pino.
Good evening.
Thank you for all the work you've been doing last.
Thank you. The crews have been out, again, a ton over this last snowstorm, and we've had multiple freeze and rain events, snow, and I'll talk about that here after my report. But they've been doing an excellent job, I mean, with the tools that they're provided. Again, I'll talk about this later, but we have been using, when I started here in 2023, I went to my first commissioner meeting. Out of all the counties in Wisconsin, Sawyer County used 3 gallons of brine. Out of 72 counties in Wisconsin, 71 counties use brine. We are the only county that does not use brine in the state of Wisconsin. But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, like again, the crews have been doing everything they can and they've been doing an excellent job. The mechanics been in all weekend fixing trucks. We had multiple trucks go down during the last snow event. We had our grader go down. We were short guys. We have one guy was in another country. One guy is off medical leave for 6 weeks. We had one employee sick. The patrol soup came in. He was in equipment, I was in equipment. We did the best we could with what we were dealt at that time. So when we haven't been plowing, which we've been plowing every day since the day after Christmas, we've had trucks on the road. We've been doing some brushing. A couple things that was happening out at the office is we have all our MSDS safety data sheets. They're all online now. Before we had paper books that were outdated, just put here, there. Everything's online. All the employees have to do is click on the app now. We still have to put it on the tablets in Radisson Winter location, but it's all on the computers in Hayward as of right now. I'm in the process of the LRIP applications. I actually finished them up today. I'm actually going to sit with another commissioner tomorrow morning in Washburn County. He's going to review them because I just want to make sure this is only the second round that I've gone through on the LRIP program. I want to make sure everything's correctly. All my I's are dotted, T's are crossed. Probably take us 20 minutes to go through them and I'll submit them tomorrow. We did have some money from the state left over for summer maintenance, so I was able to secure 2 loads of mastic for the state system. Mr. Kern and I are still in the process of evaluating all the highway equipment. We've gone through every piece of equipment that the highway owns, including, small trucks right down to almost shovels and rakes. We've gone through everything. And I do plan on making some changes. I will bring it to the committee before I make any of these changes. Couple little things I'm just going to throw out there is, we have 21 small fleet trucks, right? We have 18 employees. We have trucks sitting that aren't creating any revenue and that are not getting used. So we're going to start looking at that in our first, probably next month here. So, but I'll bring everything here before we do anything. I did finally finish up the plat for County E road project. So the plat has been approved by the state, signed. We've hired a real estate acquisition agent. And we have less than 9 months to complete this process to keep the project on task for 2027. So everything's going good so far. And next week I'll be down in Winter Road School meeting with all the surrounding county commissioners next Tuesday through Thursday. And then we are fully staffed in all locations at the highway department. So, and that completes my report.
Questions? What else you got?
I just wanted to answer any questions and talk a little bit about the storm event on Sunday. So again, like I said, out of 72 counties in the state of Wisconsin, 71 have a brine maker and are currently using brine. I've talked to a lot of surrounding counties during this last event. They were putting over 700 pounds of salt down per mile. We can do that. We don't have the capability because I just talk a little bit how salt works. On dry surfaces and that, salt needs moisture to activate. So we have to wait to actually get moisture on the ground to lay the salt, and that'll activate the salt, which creates the brine, is what melts roads. Could our response been earlier on Sunday? Yes. Again, I have a new patrol soup, is doing very well and he's learning. He's been here 3 months. We've had long discussions. We've already taken action and changed up some of the plow routes because some of these state routes that the guys are on are brand new, less than a year, 2 years experience. Again, not making any excuses, but we are making changes and they're happening fast. I also want to talk about the plow routes, the state routes. We have the longest plow route, one of the longest plow routes in the state of Wisconsin, which is 70 miles. One guy. All our other state routes are right around 60 miles. We carry 100 gallons of brine per truck. I'm buying brine from Washburn County and filling up in my tanker and having a hard time to even keep that in stock at all 3 locations. Talked to the St. Croix County Commissioner today, which is also our WCHA president. And they are carrying 1,000 gallons of brine per truck on their systems. 100 gallons of brine, we can't even finish a route to pre-wet our salt on 100 gallons of brine. Washburn's carrying 400 on 6 of their trucks. Price County's got tank inserts, which carry about 1,000 on some. Ashland County's the same way. Bayfield County's the same way. So you are going to see a difference. Yeah, again, our response time could have been quicker. We short-staffed and we did our best we could, so. We did have breakdowns, I just want to talk about that. And the heart of that last storm event hit Sawyer County the hardest. I looked at all the state storm reports. of all the surrounding counties. We had the freezing rain, the wind, and the actual almost 10 inches of snow, right? Ashland Bayfield, they didn't have the freezing rain like we did. South of us did. Again, and then I'm just gonna talk about plow experiences. I sent you guys, the committee an email here this morning. You can see, we had, in 2020, by 2023, we've had 10 retirees with 25 years' experience. And I would love to have all their brains right now, so. You know, again, I'm just stating facts. I guess if you guys have any questions, and also I want Sawyer County to know, we don't just maintain Sawyer County. We maintain 11 miles into Bayfield County also on 27 North. We go all the way up to Jim's Bay, which isn't even our county, so. I'm gonna promise you guys that we're gonna do the best on the next storm and try to be proactive as best as we can with the tools that we have in our toolbox, so. Any questions?
Excuse me, you say that you don't have that much brine, so does that mean you are using more salt?
Correct. So brine I'm getting for $1.26 a gallon right now. And what that does is we have a 100-gallon tank in the back of our truck that pre-wets our spinner that activates the salt as it hits the road. Without that capability, we have no brine on the county system whatsoever. We're just not built that way. With that being said, when we put salt down, we rely on traffic and moisture to activate the salt to make it a brine. So,
I think you do an absolute excellent job out there. I mean, when there's winter driving conditions, you're always gonna have people complaining because people don't wanna slow down. The speed limit's 55 and I got a half an hour to get there, that's when they leave. They don't plan ahead a little bit. I don't have no complaints about the highway department.
Likewise, I have no complaints, and I think people, every year, it's the same story, complaining about the same conditions that they've been living in for the last 60 years. It's ridiculous, so I think he's doing a fine job.
One more point I would like to make is a lot of counties are a 24-hour service. There's 5 different categories in the state of Wisconsin based on roads and population and travel, ADTs. We are category 5. We are the least category in the state of Wisconsin, which means we are an 18-hour service. We have 18 plow drivers. We run those plow drivers for 18 hours, 20 hours. When do they get a break? I mean, we're dealing with other counties similar to us, Washburn, Price, that have 24-hour services. So that's how the state, we have a signed agreement with the MOU of what the expectations are for the state. And the state, I actually had the state in my office today. They came down and wanted to know if I needed any resources or any help with, to inform the public. I talked to Mr. Ostringa, which is the leader of our district, our Northwest region. He was more than gladly to come. But the state standards on state highways is we need a wheel track, and that's it. We have 3 days after a snow event on packed snow to remove the ice off the road. And we had 3 days, and we were right around those 3 days to get the ice off of 63 and 77. 77, that's the longest road. It's 70 miles, one guy, so.
I was just curious, you say you have 18 trucks, so if there's a storm like there was Sunday, do all 18 trucks go out, or?
Yep.
Crap, like I said, when?
We're the 5th largest county in the state of Wisconsin. That's why maybe people don't see our trucks all the time. Once they leave out on 77 to Clam Lake, you're not gonna see that truck come back for at 20 miles an hour. You're not gonna see that truck come back for over an hour the other way, so.
So if there's a big snowstorm, they may not get a break until it's done. For
Yep.
maybe a day or two.
You almost gotta be a chemist, and I've even reached out, I reached out to Brad Bisey, which gave me a lot of useful information on this storm and kind of walked us through it, as we're all learning, all the plow drivers are learning. And I reached out to him multiple times over the weekend, and I reached out to Gary Gethart multiple times. I probably talked to Brad, I know Brad at least probably close to a dozen times along with Gary. We communicated the whole storm event, so.
I'm sure Gary loves you.
Yeah.
Those you don't know who Brad and Gary are, they were the prior ones. Okay, just want to make sure. Mr. Markram.
John, what do we have to do to move to brine?
See, and that's a challenge. Anybody following Public Works, we know we've talked about it for quite a while. And that's the challenge that we have right now, because 10 years ago, plow trucks were $220,000 outfitted, right? Our plow trucks now are $450,000. That's not including a brine system on the truck right now. It's not something that's gonna change overnight. I mean, we're talking 5, 6 years down the road. I mean, that's the way it is. My fleet of state trucks right now is a 10-year turnover, and I think my oldest state truck right now is a 2016. The rest of them are about 2020s, and we even have 23s in the mix, 24s. So the turnover on those trucks, we would have to really sit down and see what the value we can get out of those trucks to get new trucks. And if we, you know, if we can get the value of what we owe on those trucks and turn them over to new trucks, I mean, it'd be worth it. But it's a plan that we're putting together and we've been working on for the past 3 months now. So, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, it's, I guess, up to the committee too of expectations of county roads. Washburn's a salt sand county and county roads. They don't run any salt in their county roads. Their county roads freeze up, and it could be till weather like this before they open up again. I know that, I think the resolution back in the day was that we're a salt county, and we can try to open up the roads as fast as we can with as much salt as we can, but it does come with a price. So,
now it's not just the vehicles, you also have to have space to make the brine.
correct. And
that's
currently,
the-
we're operating out of a 12,000
You don't
square
have the
foot building.
facility to
Yes.
do it.
The state will fund the brine maker. I have no problem getting money from the state to buy the tanks and the brine maker. I mean, right now, we got 12,000 foot facility. We've got all our trucks packed in there. We just don't have the space. Or not, if we want to look at something smaller, building an outside building, you know, to make the brine, I mean, this is, I mean, there's many, many options, and this is something that we've been working on for, well, I've been working on for over a year. And Mr. Kern and I have just started, again, a reason, Mr. Kern, if you're not aware, 72 counties in the state of Wisconsin. 2 counties in the state of Wisconsin are on actual cost. Milwaukee County, Sawyer County. Every other
What?
county can do it.
Say that again?
Milwaukee County and Sawyer County,
Or what?
actual cost. What that is a fleet of trucks that we have for state trucks. We cannot run or haul mix or do anything else in the summertime, so they sit. So the state reimburses us on, it's a big, long formula how we get a reimbursement on, because we buy the state trucks as a county, and then we charge the state as we use them. If we don't use them, they recoup, you know, give us the cost back of not being used. Well, my concern is this year now, already at the start of the year, is that we are on actual cost. We are running the state trucks nonstop. Are we gonna have to write a check to the state at the end of the year if this weather keeps up like this? So that's my concern.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, maybe put a plan together of the options to, you know, make it so we could get brine. Then we could look at it and see what we could possibly.
Right, and I'm not saying Brian's the answer. I'm not saying the storm could have been any better with
Right.
Brian. I mean, it's experience, and like I said, the guys are working their butts off, but I mean, it's experience. I'm not gonna say that we could have done any better with
Yeah, well,
Brian, but I'm
that's it.
saying we have a better chance and a fighting chance.
At the same time, you got 71 out of 72 counties that are using it. It just seems like.
And that's
we
listed
should
right
be.
in, if anybody wants to read in the, it's called the Highway Maintenance Manual under winter maintenance. It's right in the DOT. You can Google it, and it's right in there, so. Any other questions?
That's good. Okay. Well, Brian. Letter B, County B driveway application, discussion and possible action.
Okay, so this driveway is part of our controlled access policy, which goes from Chippewa Trail down to Round Lake School Road. This is the Public Works Committee jurisdiction on approvals of driveways along County Road B. DH Docs had reached out to me. They recently purchased this property and was inquiring about having a driveway going to County B.
So is it right where that little blue thing is?
It's a rough, so I've been talking to Madison. Madison is the one who submitted the application, and they're not quite sure where they want the driveway, it's somewhere in this vicinity. And they were just looking to see if it's even feasible. They have a driveway right now that comes out to Chippewa Trail, out to County B here, currently.
So they want to have permission to actually go ahead and start the work to see if it is feasible and where to
Yep.
put it?
Yep.
So I'd make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hellwig, second by Mr. Evans to approve. Discussion. Have you gone on, obviously you've been out there and looked at it. What's your opinion of it, may I ask, please?
So my opinion is it's already a busy intersection. You know, we have the snowmobile trail, no, the snowmobile trail got moved, sorry. We do not have the snowmobile trail there anymore. But we do have the very busy intersection between Stress Lane and Chippewa Trail there. We do have the other driveways. It is a very high ADT road. And I would probably, if the committee would reach out to zoning maybe, because I believe our zoning ordinance says you can only have one driveway per parcel unless you can come up with a reasonable why you would need two driveways. So I guess that would be a committee decision, but don't quote me on zoning. I'm not on zoning, but I believe that's our ordinance in zoning.
I think that's something we were kind of discussing was to punt it off to, give it off to the zoning committee. Right, guys? So that's something we can.
So we have a motion and a second on the floor to approve, but we can approve upon zoning committee reviewing it and see if it's the correct thing to do. And then we could put it back on. How soon do you need an answer? We can put it on the agenda next month?
They're in no hurry.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just purchased property not too long ago and are wondering, so.
So we can send it to zoning and then get it back here.
That makes sense.
Does Chuck, or does he have to amend his motion then to send it to zoning?
We're just approving, and I guess it depends on how you want to word it. We're just approving, so we're approving, and we know that zoning has to look at it, so we can let it go to zoning unless, any other thoughts?
As long as zoning takes a look at it, because it says right,
Yeah,
it says right in the permit that each driveway should only be allowed, or parcel should be allowed one driveway unless there's compelling reason to have another driveway.
so we'll put it on the agenda again next month. Okay. All right, so we'll vote on it. All in favor of the motion? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Anything else?
Can I ask to just restate the motion? Because you said Mr. Van Etten, but it wasn't Mr. Van Etten. The motion was Mr. Hellwig, the second was Jim Evans, and the motion is to approve, to send to zoning,
approve, yeah.
conditional upon zoning looking at it, something
Yes.
like that?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
and then put it back on the agenda for next month?
Yes. And that way we'll know what zoning did. We can move it forward or whatever. All right. Anything else? Yes.
I do have one other thing that I forgot to inform you of. So I reached out again today to the state, and I'm meeting the surrounding commissioners next week. And with the inexperience of some of our plow drivers, I'm going to request, well, the state already said they would come down here, but I'm going to request from my Northwest District to have some veteran plow drivers from other counties come over to Sawyer County and do a roundtable discussion and with some scenarios and try to get some training, so.
Anything could help.
Don't they have the training periodically? We used to send guys over periodically.
They do. This year it was in far southern Wisconsin. And at this point right now with people off, I just didn't feel comfortable sending employees down there and having a snow event. But I am going to push next year to have the snow fighter training in Sawyer County, so.
Perhaps you can have them to do it right now, but whatever you make work is good. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? Letter 12, ad hoc committee update. This afternoon, we got an email from somebody at the tribe, and they put together 3 names to meet with us, and they will get back to us shortly with some times of when to meet. So I'll call that progress. The 3 names are Janet,
Brian? Yeah, Jason.
Thought they had to be tribal also members, not.
well, that's what we went in there with. This is what they came back with, and I'll take whatever I can to, if I can move forward. So. All right, number 13, board appointment committee updates. Anybody have anything else? Number 14, correspondence reports, conferences, meetings, future agenda items. So we'll have the zoning on there, and we'll put on there, you're gonna have an update, you think, on the master plan? Okay, input about the master plan? Yep. Okay.
That's some good stuff for us.
Number 16, meeting adjourned. Thank you, folks, for your valuable time. Enjoy the winter weather, because it's here.